Has anybody ever did this for real?
Nope.
No. Okay. Needle decompression. When we're going to use it? Tension pneumothorax. So what's the signs and symptoms of tension pneumothorax then?
Tachycardia.
Tachycardia.
Difficult breathing.
Difficult breathing.
Absence of breath.
Absence of breath sounds on the affected side. Pain, very much so. Yep.
Hyperresonance.
Hyperresonance. Tracheal deviation is a late sign. Yep. Hyperresonance. Anything else?
Dyspnea. Well, we had that.
Yep. Aye, very much so. Respiratory distress. Ever had the subcutaneous emphysema? It's like bubble wrap. You feel it's air. It's air in the tissues. You feel like it does feel like bubble wrap. I only had it once for a patient. It was weird as anything. It's like bubble wrap. See it snapping. And there's one other indication which is not often talked about, but if you put them in the pulse ox, somebody's fit like Craig, who's got respiratory distress, maybe a history of trauma, but his pulse ox is sitting at 70, then you've got to start thinking it's obviously tensioning. So if you're sure of that, how are you going to do it then? What are you going to use first? 14 gauge cannula, so largest gauge cannula possible. What else?
The house tubing, the tubing.
No, that's for
Tape.
tape, which we've got here. Swab, obviously, to out the area. And we can use a syringe. Sometimes you can put saline in a syringe and attach that, because when you insert it, what you'll see is bubbles coming up. Okay. In fact, if you insert it, you realise tension, it'll blow the damn thing off. Because there's so much pressure, but you'll see bubbles, and you know it's in the right place. Where are we going to insert it? As you can see here, it's been nicely done for you. You've got a choice of two. Patients always come with the bolts prepared on them, obviously. Mid-clavicular, second intercostal space.
Point towards the spine.
Over the top of the third rib. But aye, it used to be towards the spine, it's now straight in.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, so straight down,
Right.
don't aim towards the spine. So, mid-clavicular line, second intercostal space, over the top of the third rib. Why is that?
No damage.
No damage, because there's nerves and there's blood vessels around there. Now, this is a big problem. How do we locate the second rib so we can get the second intercostal space?
Angle of Louis.
Angle of Louis, how do we do that then? There's a lump here called manubrium, which is at the angle of Louis. Feel that everyone should have it. Hold down. It's where how do you measure down for your where you're going to place your ECG leads? You work from there, so that's the bump there. That's in line with the second rib. If you feel across, you'll feel the second rib. See that? It's right in line with the second rib. Feel right across there, and the second rib's right beside it. Below that's the second intercostal space. You'll feel that. The lump?
You ridge.
But this is when I did my ECG, we were all going, how do you find it? I'm like, I can't feel any bloody gaps.
Anyone that's not sure, I'm available for checking for where the manubrium is. You can all feel that, aye? The ones are the best.
You want to try and feel mine?
Well, later on.
Alison can't feel hers. She's been honest, she can't feel hers.
Feel
Do you
manubrium.
want to feel mine?
You'll feel this lump and it's in line with the second rib.
Right, go more to the side.
It's the rib that I can't.
Well, you've got the clavicle and then you go down, right? And so even feel across, just, do you know what I mean? Kid on, I'm dead, right?
You get cameras on this.
See there, I'm going and bursting your video.
Yeah, can feel it,
Can
but
you
I
actually
feel it because I'm like,
Feel the blood there.
Yeah.
There's a manubrium.
yeah,
Move it along, you can feel there straight, and there's a second rib there.
all right,
So the second intercostal space is right below that, isn't it?
right.
So in this model, you can see there's been a lot of problems because people are not being sure where the manubrium is. And to be truthful, it doesn't really show you because there's no sort of lump. You can basically say it's about there. Okay, so there's a manubrium across second intercostal space, mid-clavicular line, middle of the clavicle. Okay, so that's there. Now some people mark that with a pen, bit of adamant, so they don't lose it again. What do you need? Large bore cannula, so it would be a 16 gauge cannula, an 80 or a 14 gauge cannula. Sharps box, obviously. You notice I've got my gloves on. Take the top part off the lower lock there off. chuck that away and then connect that. Okay, so that's it ready to go. Well, just hopefully I'll inflate this because it's going to be useful there, so inflate some air in.
I'm in the mood for love.
I like to get a good before I do it, you know. So, sitting in the course space, put the clavicle line over the top of the third rib, straight down, and what you should see is bubbles coming up. See the bubbles?
Yeah.
So I'm in the right place. Once you're happy with that, take the actual needle itself and dispose of it, which leaves the plastic bit of the cannula in, and then basically you can secure it whatever way you want. You can, as long as you don't bend it too much, you can put it that way. Sorry about that. Obviously the guy's sweating, etc. That could be a problem. What some people do is they actually, you'll see them doing things like they'll put that over it and then protect it so that'll be around there. Loads of wee tricks. You could use a Tegaderm and wrap it around as well. But basically that's it. Now, what the patient should feel is tedious relief as well. But say you put it in and you were wrong with your diagnosis, what are you going to do?
Leave it in.
Leave it in and just, all you've taken a very, very small open pneumothorax. Don't take it back out because at least they'll know where the hole is.
Pull out and see you've not done anything.
Tell them.
Pat plastic.
Now, I was speaking to a girl
Supposed to be.
a few years ago now, but she worked up on one of the islands, kind of, was it Lewis or Barra, wherever. But they had the basics talked out, and a guy had fallen off a cliff. Tension. She says by the time they got to hospital, it took so long, they had about 4 or 5 cannulas in a row, because a ball retention, it buys you about 30 minutes. So if they do retention, you can put another one in right beside it. Right? But they had 4 in a row by the end of the time they got to hospital. On that space. Ideally what the person needs is a surgical chest drain, which is 5th intercostal space, mid-axilla I think, if I remember rightly. Or bad memory, yeah. But that's it basically. Dangers you can have with this is it going in, you can actually take a skin flap and it blocks it. So you might have to, if you're sure that it definitely is intention, it didn't work, put another one in beside it if you're 100% sure. And that's it. You give it a shot? Sure thing.